What if school wasn't just about learning the facts? What if it was about starting a foundation, a launch pad to get to the next level? Here at Orion STEM Schools, that's exactly what they do. So let's go meet Selvei and her staff and see what's in future. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. What we're going to do is learn a little bit about Orion STEM Schools. I'm super excited to be here. So Selvei, my first question to you is, what inspired you to start Orion STEM School?
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for the opportunity for explaining about the vision and why we are starting Orion STEM Schools.
Yes.
Today, children are facing various challenges when they grow up. They do not know what type of fields, careers are going to exist. And the AI and automation, the revolution that's going on right now is going to disrupt and add more challenges to it. There are a lot of fake news, misinformation, so ability to identify which is real, which is not real. So there are various challenges that children are facing when they grow up, and it's important for us as educators to help students discern what is right versus what is wrong, and able to problem solve and see challenges as opportunities and have the mindset to solve the problem and help the needs of humanity.
So Selvei, tell me, why did you choose Naperville and Warrenville to start Orion Schools?
Thank you. That's a great question. I'm a resident of Naperville for almost 30 years, and we have, my husband and I own a couple of preschools in Naperville and North Plainfield, and I do see the need for STEM and entrepreneurship in our area. I know my friend's daughter went to Aurora University STEM School, which is now closed, which is selected based on a lottery system. And there are very few students from each school district can attend the STEM school. That was the seed for me wanting to start a STEM and entrepreneurship school in Naperville and Warrenville area. So I have been doing this research working with UChicago STEM Education since 2014, and we were fortunate to find the site in Naperville and the building in Warrenville, and able to get the city approvals and moving forward with the next steps.
Well, thank you for doing that. I'm sure there's some challenges, but it sounds like you're moving forward and getting to our next destination. Selvei, tell me, what values are driving the mission here at Orion STEM Schools?
Our mission is shaped by our core values: integrity, kindness, empathy, gratitude, and respect. And we want to make sure that students have voice and choice in their journey in our school. So we are empowering students, giving them the freedom to be themselves, not only accept themselves, but also have a sense of belonging by accepting others through these core values.
And tell me a little bit about, I'm sure you're not doing this all by yourself. I'm sure you have a team. So tell me a little bit about your team.
We have various advisors from UChicago STEM Education, Dr. Michael Leverick, who published the Design Thinking Live book, Design Thinking Playbook book, a graduate from Stanford University, and Stanford D School advisors. MIT has given us the Discipline Entrepreneurship curriculum. And we are subscribing to Making Caring Common Resources from Harvard University. We got advice from Kevin Bartlett from CGC to shape a portrait of the graduate, portrait of the learner. So various advisors from various universities. We are getting data science from Brown University. So we are very fortunate to take the best resources and combine it with design thinking, having a focus on empathy, and help children problem solve. Dan, I would like to add, we are very fortunate to get the advice from Dr. Ira Rubin. He is a Naperville resident and also an MD, PhD pediatrician in Naperville. He has a mini medical school that he teaches high school children to explore the healthcare field, and he's helping us develop the medical science curriculum from kindergarten onwards.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you got some pretty good connections there.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Heather, tell me, why do you believe emotional intelligence is as important, if not more important, than IQ?
Students can be assessed on how intelligent they are. Okay, but to get that intelligence, we believe that it's important that students also have a firm foundation of understanding themselves. And once you understand yourself, you build up self-confidence, self-esteem, and you can then help others. You can be empathetic to others. You can work together and collaborate with others. And so we have social emotional learning, they call that SEL. So we'll have what's called caring designers. All of the members of our team will be caring designers. That a special part of the day is set aside for students to be learning these skills, to help them to be better people, and not just learning the reading, the writing, and the math. And so that helps with not just in school, but that will carry on with them for the rest of their lives, and be able to help them when they get jobs, and to feel that they're a learner that can do anything.
Heather, Selvei tells me all these amazing connections you have. How do you bring this into your curriculum here locally?
So what we've done is we have designed some courses that you normally wouldn't see in a public school, such as data science, AI and robotics. We have an entrepreneurship class. We have medical science. And we've taken the resources that Selvei mentioned, and we created our own. We create our own scope and sequence, which tells you all the different things throughout the course that we'll be working on. There's a theory out there that's called problem-based experiential learning. And what that means is the teacher is a mentor and helps students find a problem, or maybe suggests a problem. And what the students do is they go through a process to try and solve the problem. Usually you hear a problem and you're like, okay, that's the answer. But we want to teach kids to go through to figure out who's having the problem, and what can we do to help these people who have the problem. And then what ideas do we have? Then the students think of ideas, and then they say, okay, well, we could do this, we could do that. They pick one that they want to test. Maybe they come up with a prototype first, or their central idea, and then they test it. They go back to the person or the people and say, did this work? Is this helping to solve your problem? If it doesn't, because sometimes your idea doesn't help. And part of our school is when these children are solving these problems, sometimes they fail, okay? And we want to teach children that it's okay to fail, because you will learn from what happened.
That sounds wonderful. It sounds like we might have to do a second episode with the students up there doing these projects and get them in the show. I think that'd be kind of fun and cool. So we'll talk about that later too. Kimberly, tell me, what role do the parents play in the development at Orion?
At Orion STEM Schools, parents play a big role in their students' learning. They are the first, most influential teacher, and we invite them to give feedback to us as a part of their 360 learning assessments. We also invite parents in to be guest speakers, share about what their passions are, what their hobbies are, to enrich the student.
Kimberly, tell me a little bit, what is a 360 assessment?
So a 360 assessment is going to be a part of the student's personal learning and growth plan at Orion. It consists of personal self-reflection feedback from the students, feedback from the parents, their peers, and also their teachers.
One big collaboration of everybody that's working together.
Yes.
And so that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So for the families that are watching, how would they get information, and what would they do to find out more information about Orion STEM Schools?
Yeah, so they can go to www.orionstem.org to our website.
Okay.
There's lots of information on there. They can also put in an inquiry to myself, and they can also call our phone number at 855-457-7275. And we would be happy to answer any questions from there as well. We are going to be starting soon virtual information sessions for families that are interested to learn a little bit more about our vision and our mission and what our school entitles.
You make it nice and easy for them, so thank you for that. The schools are not quite built yet. We're in production for that, building those out. So how can people take tours and get more information, hands-on, so to speak?
Yeah, so we are going to be offering virtual information sessions via Zoom, and we also have an admissions office in Warrenville that we'd be happy to host them at as well, to do more of an in-person session as well.
So tell me, what are the hopes that you have for every Orion STEM School student to walk away with?
So I want every student to have a strong foundation and mindset. Not only they are accepting themselves and others, they have a sense of belonging, they believe in themselves, have self-efficacy and discernment and so forth. They practice mindfulness and be in the present. They are able to not only adapt to change, but create change and have big dreams. So these 6 core mindsets we want students to say yes to, and not only figure out their passion, but also their purpose.
Thank you for that, and thank you, ladies, for taking the time out of your busy day. I know we got to hit the road, so thank you again for having us, and we will see you around town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe to get updates on our next episode. And for all your real estate needs, please visit naperville.com.